This is figure 3-86 on page 90 of the mechanical drawing textbook. There's a few things you need to know about this. We're going to make a link plate. By studying this drawing, you need to know that what's given in the book is both metric and standard measurements. The metric, and you've got a little fraction here, and it says millimeters over inches. Just know that the top number on these dimensions is in millimeters, and the bottom number is in inches. For example, this dimension right here, 139.7 millimeters, and then this 5.5 is in inches. And so it's the same way for these other three dimensions. The book just allowed you to, gave you the information in case you wanted to do this in either metric or standard form. We're going to use standard form, so make sure you're reading 5.5 inches, 2.25 inch radius for this circle or arc, and the circles in the middle you'll see are 1.7 inch diameter, and there's two of them. It says two holes. That's telling you that both this hole and this hole are both 1.75 inches. Alright, so my strategy for drawing this is simply I'm going to draw this circle, and then I'm going to draw this circle, and they both have the same center point. And then I'm going to locate the other center point for these other two circles on the right side by simply drawing a line 5.5 inches long and snapping the center point of these circles to the end point of that line. And then I can simply draw a line from the quadrant of the top of the circles, and I'll be done. So let's go do that. First things first, I'm going to make a 1.75 inch diameter circle. So I come in here, right mouse click to select diameter, and my value is 1.75. So I make that. The next thing I want to do is I want to make that 2.25 inch radius arc. So I'm going to draw another circle, and I'm going to snap it to the center point of my existing circle, because they both have the same center point. And now something you need to know about circles, it's every time you click the circle command, it's going to ask, the default, it's going to ask for you to enter the radius. That's the default every single time. So I don't have to enter a diameter. My measurement's in radius, so I simply have to type in 2.25. So I can go ahead and type in 2.25, and that gives me my second circle. I told you I was going to make a line from the center point of this circle over to my right to locate the center point of the other two. So I'm going to click the center point of those two circles as the first point of my line. I'm going to type in at 5.5, comma 0, and I'll press enter. And I've located, now the end point of this line is the center point of the other two circles. So I click the circle, and I find my endpoint OSNAP tool. I click it, and that first circle was a diameter of 1.75, so I have to right mouse click, select diameter, type in 1.75. I'm going to do the same thing for my second circle. Again, it's in it's going to default to radius when I first click it, so that's 2.25. And now I don't need this line anymore. One thing you need to do and get in the habit of doing is, if you go to OSNAP in settings, a good OSNAP feature to use for this one problem is the quadrant. I want you to turn on the quadrant, and what that will do is it will locate the 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock positions on a circle for you. So I'm going to click that, click OK, and now, and that's useful because now if you see that yellow diamond, that's exactly where I want to click my line on the top of that quadrant, and I'm going to go to the quadrant, 12 o'clock quadrant for my right circle, and I'll snap it to there. And now that's exactly the way the line will appear in the photograph. I'm going to right mouse click, select repeat line. I'm going to make a second line down here in the 6 o'clock quadrant and connect it to the 6 o'clock quadrant for my second circle. And now I can simply use my trim command. Click it once, right mouse click once, and I'm going to get rid of this piece and this piece, and enter. Now all I have to do is center it. Now in order to center it, you notice that I don't have any corners on this drawing, so I'm going to have to create them. And I'm going to draw two rectangles, one from here to there, and one from here to there. And now you'll see that I've created my rectangles so I can center my drawing. So I'm going to use my polyline tool. I'm going to click the upper left-hand corner to the lower right-hand corner. I'm going to click my drawing layout. Now I can go ahead and use the move tool, window this entire piece, find my center point of, wow, this is going to be close. I'm going to have to zoom in, and that you can see that's my center point of my first, I'm sorry, midpoint, and then they were so close together. That was something. They were very close together, so that was hard to find. Sometimes that happens. All right, and now you can see that it's centered. I've got link plate listed down in my description. Make sure you have today's date, and you're done. Make sure your title block's updated and centered. Click save, and you're done. Save it as first initial, last name, 3-86.